from Secret. I think you could have probably done something there if you really wanted to.
Supreme did have to walk all the way back to base, didn't have any mana to blink and make it a little bit faster, so he did lose some creeps, but obviously
still well worth it. Yeah,
sure. We'll TP back
now. Showing up with double null and bottle, minute 7. And stick. He has a lot of good stuff right now, a lot of value.
So looking at the carries farm right now, 42 and 17 on the Troll Warlord versus the 41 and 8 on Matumba Man's Monkey King. Very, very even in that department. And then in terms of the offlane heroes, 29 and 2 on Centaur versus the 25 and 5 Beastmaster. So really, I think both respective safe lanes are kind of a wash to some degree, I would say. Would you agree? And then mid lane is Quap favored right now.
I'm pretty impressed that Matsu has the same farm as Charlie here. I don't think this is that good of a Monkey King lane. Like the Beastmaster Phoenix match was not great, but Puppy has done some serious like grunt work just standing in front all the time.
Speaking of grunt work, Ogre Magi has come to the mid lane, Cinderin, but not able to get off a Fire Blast. It is quite low range right now.
That is...
Okay, it blinks into 3 enemy heroes, and it's just going to get chopped down now. Pops the Fairy Fire, another Scream of Pain, but not even remotely close to a kill.
That was so greedy. Like, even if he kills Nisha, I don't know if he didn't know Rubik was there. That might have been a surprise. Maybe it was like, what, didn't Rubik show before, though? I think he did. He already fate bolted.
I thought so, yeah.
I think he saw all 3 heroes, and then he just... That was not actually even that close to a kill on Nisha. And now he kind of brought him back into the game. It's a little bit of a... expensive slip up there.
His Sonic Wave had 10 seconds left. Is it like, how often do pro players not realize that something's on cooldown? I mean, it happens to everybody.
It does happen. It's true. Like maybe that's...
If he had a Sonic Wave set up, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a big one. Then you look and it's 10 seconds cooldown still. But I don't know.
It's possible. That might be what happens.
TP top after respawning now. Sonic Wave is up, like we said. He's going to apply it to Zai most likely. There we go. And we'll get a freebie as a result. The Yaps are able to get out to safety though. So it does find a kill at the end of the day. I mean, he won mid, but then kind of fed away the lead to a degree. He is still with a level advantage over Nisha. And also the farm advantage by like 500 net worth. So yeah, it's not like he threw the game by any means.
No, absolutely not. But Nisha will gladly take, you know, any sort of comeback you give him. Like when you consider how far ahead Quap was just 2 minutes ago, all of a sudden now they're tied on experience. Quap had a full level earlier on him.
Yeah.
And yeah, the gold, it's right, but Nisha's not outside of range of anything meaningful here. Time for bounty runes and outposts. Era will grab the bot one. And they can't stop Puppy from taking it back.
They have absolutely
just clapping there.
Very unfortunate. Nisha looks like he's going to take some heavy damage. The dive was there from Era. He's going to turn this around though with the balance strike from Matumba Man. Great timing. And they find 2 kills as a result. Nisha, if I was his teammate, I would definitely deny him there just for fun, but they'll let him go back to base.
That was so good, actually. That was like, it's one of those blink of an eye moments where you see the moment of opportunity. It's there for 1 second. Like Matsu gets the double stun and they pop Exorcism. They need to do it right away. Just full on trust in each other and just make that play instantly. Awesome read on the situation that they could get away with that. And yeah, it's an Exorcism. You would have loved to push tower, but it's still really good to get 2 kills.
Oh, that hoof stomp. Damn, that was really good timing. I don't know if that's commonplace from pro players, but that was nice. Don't think he was any threat of actually dying. Did heavy amount of damage as I did to the tier 1 tower. Ended up using that retaliate, knowing that Oracle was nowhere near. Oracle just about to hit level 6, so we'll have the false promise to work with. It's going to smoke beforehand though. What if you got passive XP, Cinderin? What a great mechanic that could be.
Yeah,
very close. How much XP is he need? Can you check? Oh, it's 4 experience. He wants it, so that feels the worst, you know?
Yeah, it's really
so close yet so far. Like somebody just kill a creep, please. How good is False Promise this game? Obviously, we've seen a lot of that action with the Troll Warlord. Is that the main use throughout the entire game? You get the extra lifesteal when he's applied in his ultimate. Queen of Pain can jump in.
It's definitely a classic pairing with Troll, right? Just because it's kind of like having an Aegis if you get it off well. But there's other benefits, like we talked about, the Fortune Send against Centaur, which they didn't pick it into Centaur, right? I'm remembering the drafts in the correct order, I think. Era is super dead top. Yeah, not the best Fate's Edict game, like disarming Monkey King can be really good sometimes, but if you have low level on it, the cast range really puts you in a very dangerous position to use this on the enemy carry. So yeah, I would say for the most part, False Promising the Troll, purging off Retaliate are his biggest perks right now. And of course you can purge off Monkey King stacks too. Let's not forget that. That's also really good.
True. Saberlight did take the tier 1 tower bottom. Echo Saber was purchased by Matumbo Man and is going for Deso now.
Under attack.
How does Aghanim's Scepter work against Egg? You know if they attack it?
I would assume they don't, because it's not your hero, right? That's a really good question, though.
Fire Blast on the Saberlight Stampede use as well. They're going to find an easy one.
I think they play by the same rules as your ulti. And your ulti doesn't hit the egg.
Can creeps hit the egg for like a certain amount?
No.
Because they work against Tombstone, or at least they used to. Did they change that?
They can't detect the egg at all.
Okay. It's interesting. Well, maybe we'll see the mechanic, just to be sure. Nietzsche still working on his first item. Has the phase boost, of course, going for the Yule Scepter, and his counterpart, the Supreme Quap, is also going for a Yule. So obviously against that silence can be pretty powerful. There was a smoke. Saberlight and Suneko, they want to use this roar. And they're going to need somebody like Supreme to actually do damage.
Wow. You'd think they'd give the talent to Troll and he'd start farming Ancients like that, but maybe he doesn't need it, or they did it with Beastmaster or whatever. But
it looks like they're heading towards top. They'll need a Hawk to be able to see Matumba Man here, unless he shows himself. Maybe Air will bait.
If he randomly dove here.
Oh, the axes. Oh, they're going to see him with the Hawk, but Matumba Man's way too fast. So Smoke Gank ended up being wasted, it looks like. And you're right, yeah. Supreme with the Iron Talent is interesting. Is semi-jungling right now. As we're going to have TP support back here.
Radiant's top tower.
How early can Troll take Roche these days?
I mean, I think technically Morbid Mask plus 1 hero should be fine. Since he doesn't bash anymore, it's a lot harder than it used to be, but if you have, say, Oracle with him, he could... I mean, he could maybe even... I don't think he could do it now, but Morbid Mask plus Oracle could do it.
I'm asking a lot of mechanic questions. I have another one. Is Battle Trance sound global? I can't remember.
Yes, I think so. But it's not if the hero is in Fog, if that's what you mean. You don't know if he used it on Roche.
No, that's what I mean. Like, Dismember is global.
Yeah, that's. I think that's unique, actually.
Okay.
I think it's the only thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Good to know. Thanks for keeping me up to date, Cinder. Really appreciate that. If you have any questions about Valorant, just let me know. I know you're still waiting to get into that beta. Charlie on the Troll Warlord is going for the Battle Fury. We've seen a lot of variation. Battle Fury or Maelstrom, I think, are the only two, right? To begin the game as Monkey King taking off his perch here. There's a telekinesis onto the Queen of Pain, but the false promise will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Matumba Man looks to be super dead. A Sonic Wave will actually ensure that. Not sure if it was 100% stolen. Sonic Wave was stolen. Yapzor with a 3-man Sonic Wave. It was green. It was delicious. It was beautiful. 2 for 1 right now. The multicast onto the Troll. He's going to pop that ult. Because they don't have false promise or anything like that to keep him alive any longer. So he will fall shortly after. And it looks like NiP is now on the run. It's a 2 for 2. And that'll break things up.
That's great for NiP. They got the opening kill on Matumba Man, who was the top net worth hero in the game. Beastmaster never showed up, so he got the top tower. This was basically a 4v5 fight that they won by getting a draw. That was a weird phrasing, but they killed 2 cores, they lost a support and a core for it, and they got a tower. Very nicely done.
Yeah. Oh, Queen of Pain. Just getting harassed over and over. Just came back to the mid lane as Phoenix, Terra. Looks like he's going to drop first here. And multicast again onto Supreme. He can't really fight right now. Saberlight used his roar, but to no avail. Will die shortly after.
game.
He took the roar.
I just love pointing this out when I'm casting as Rubik. It's just, it brings back memories. He KS's like no one else with Fate Bolt. It's like actually unbelievable. There is nobody in the world that kill steals more with this spell than Yapsar does with Fate Bolt. It's just you just need to get used to it if you're playing with him, I think. It's like these are the terms of service for you to pick me this hero that wins you games. I want kills with Fate Bolt. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
I mean, he's got arcade boots, and he's working on Aether Lens, not super far away, so...
And like you said, he stole Roar, which is the bigger play there. That gives them a really good opportunity to... the ideal fight that they could maybe find now is where they wait for Exorcism to come up, and then they use this Roar that NiP might not be aware is stolen currently, to try to find a smoke game where they open an Oracle. If Oracle dies, this Roar is... it's just a kill button, basically. None of the other heroes will survive a Roar plus combo. Or he could Roar the Oracle to begin the fight, and then there's no save. So really, really good steal this game.
There are some good steals in general. We've seen the False Promise, we've seen the Sonic Wave. Actually, no, we haven't seen the False Promise as of yet, but 3 really good ultimates to steal. How easy is Egg? I feel like that's a difficult one, right?
It's really hard to steal.
Now,
it's basically, is it impossible? It is impossible.
If you have the talent, right?
It is actually impossible regardless.
Regardless?
Phoenix's AoE on the explosion of Supernova is so big that for Rubik to press you with Spell Steal, he will have time to press Fire Spirits when it ends, right?
Right.
It's just,
so
Phoenix just needs to instantly press Fire Spirits after Supernova and it never gets stolen.
Right. Now tell us into Hoof Stomp into death.
Now they could smoke a Roar play if they wanted to. Don't think they have a smoke though.
Well, Matumba Man is invisible. He's a one-man smoke. They could try to set up on Supreme. He's thinking about the ultimate. This would be actually going for it. The Balance Strike is there. Onto the Roar. That was the TP from Yapsor. Great synergy here. Great communication. I mean, tier 1 team. They only have the 1K network lead right now, and NiP is definitely doing a good job this game overall.
It's relatively even. The slightly concerning thing for NiP's lineup is Queen of Pain has 3 deaths, minute 19, and we know historically that this hero does not fare well with dying compared to a lot of other heroes. Very much relies on that tempo.
They're going for Roche, but I was going to mention, of the games that we've cast, I know it's a small sample size, but Quap has been quite underwhelming as a hero. I don't know how I feel right now.
It's been pretty good in the patch though, I would say. Like, we've not been spoiled with the best Quap performances, I would agree with that. But the hero itself is actually in a pretty good spot right now. So I don't think the hero itself is a bad pick, not at all.
So user error, in other words. Aegis is now on Charlie. Has the Treads Battle Fury ready to go. Able to but take the Roche in the midst. We're going to see another Roar onto Nisha now. So that is a quick kill on the Death Prof, and that means Secret needs to get the hell out. Tier 1 tower will likely fall now. Onto Charlie into the Fire Blast. He might actually get it. The Aegis is already consumed. The Egg is down. Can they kill it? The Echo Saber going to work. They're going to be able to get the Phoenix. Balance Strike onto 2. Sonic Wave, I just heard it. Not sure how many heroes it actually hit, though. It's a 2-for-1. Looks like they will find Matumba. And a tier 1 tower. So overall, a good fight for NiP.
Very nice. Getting the opening kill is really what matters here. Secret don't have a save, so if you jump with Roar onto a core, that core dies. And yeah, the Egg, maybe not the best there from Era. Perhaps they could have got an even better outcome there, but at the very least, he made Monkey King stay to kill the Egg, and that got them a monkey kill. So probably good in the end, actually, for him to put that Egg there. The downside, obviously, Aegis gone on Charlie, maybe overextended a little bit to start. They did get Oracle off. Effectively makes the fight kind of 3 for 2, right? Because that second life on Troll is really important. And they do hold the top. He's getting big, though. Charlie's very farmed.
Yeah, working towards his SNY. And we've kind of talked about the build variations past the Battle Fury. SNY for status resistance, of course, is a huge help against this team with the silences and all the stuns and whatnot. So we're going to see a Stampede by Zai just to get out of that top lane. What would you expect after the SNY? We're seeing Satanic, Basher. Do those sound reasonable?
I think he might go Abyssal this game after SNY, before Satanic, just so he can jump on top of that Monkey King and ruin his fight. Or the DP. Whoever the Roar target is, being able to follow up, chain, connect, or go on a secondary in the meantime could be really, really useful.
So
I don't like if he goes Satanic, I think. I feel like that's a bit... It's a bit too defensive considering he already has an Oracle covering him, right? Like, I'd rather see them put the pressure through his itemization.
Yeah. So we're going to see a smoke here from Secret as Nisha is leading the charge. Oh boy, this is a good pick. To Charlie. Exorcism into the Fire Blast multicast. Mega dead. Zai with the random stomp onto trees, just making sure everyone knows he hates trees, which means he's going to be playing Timbersaw next game most likely, as they find the Oracle as well.
Yeah. Very, very good smoke. They knew Charlie's movement trajectory after he killed that bottom area. They have really good wards down there, so they knew he was walking top left. And the sounds from Nisha clipping on the Oracle there and Troll prevents both of their saves from going out. So very nicely done.
Zai missing the stomp there as Tumman Comes in. Roar is used just to get out, so defensive use overall. Yap's sort of very sad he couldn't steal, although he does have Sonic Wave, so he's stolen like basically every ult in the game right now. What would you rather have, Sonic Wave or Roar? I assume Roar.
I think I'd rather have Sonic Wave right now, probably. Just because the Roar does have a counter in the Oracle, and Sonic Wave is insane damage on the Rubik. It is so strong. It's gonna be put to use here, maybe.
I mean, we talked about his farm, and, well, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Supreme comes in with the Shadow Strike, another multicast onto the Troll Warlord, who's already at half health. Daneko in the back, though, so he is safe with a False Promise. Supreme jumps in onto Zai. Don't think they're going to be able to get any kills here. See if they want to force the issue. Roar is down. Yeah, Saberlight posturing here.
And Yapsor keeps poking Charlie because he just wants Charlie to drop slightly below half, and then he can blast him with the Sonic Wave out of nowhere. But Charlie's regen here really strong. Beastmaster has mech. They have the Vlad's Oracle save. Tons of healing on their side.
Yeah, Yapsor not only has the Aether Lens, it's actually close to a Blink Dagger. And I'm sure Ag or something after the fact. Another multicast from Puppy. It's unfortunate he's not using the Arcana. I'm sure he'd be leveling up that gem real fast with as many multicasts as he's getting this game. Maybe next.
Only works in pub games sometimes, but you're probably joking. Yeah,
of course.
Why am I even pointing that out? You know everything
I'm
about
a cosmetic god.
Nothing about Dota.
How dare you? I'm Cinder and S and Y being built by Charlie, like I said. Okay. Oh, I wanted to bring this up. Obviously, I agree that Basher is probably the right choice here into Satanic, but there is a world where Scotty at some point is really good at this game against the likes of DP. They're building the Spirit Vessel right now, and against the Jingu as well from Monkey King. But Scotty with that negative health regeneration, or Amplify, I should say, has some use. I mean, Scotty's it's a solid item. Just I don't know when you can fit it in. It's like 5th item or something. Game's probably over by then. Yeah,
that's still the problem that Scotty has as an item, right? It's like when does it feel right in your build? It's like very select heroes that want it for the stats. Like a hero like Medusa might start considering it a bit more again, perhaps, because it's so much health for that hero. But then you're playing Medusa, which nobody's playing right now. So
yeah.
Not really seeing it much.
Right now, Charlie has Satanic queued up, so he's going to disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
and just go for that extra status resist.
I get it, like you're playing against a lot of stuns and maybe you don't want to have to rely on your Oracle, but I think it could backfire in the sense that you might start running into a wall where when Monkey King has a BKB and DP has a BKB and you have this Centaur in your team that's almost got a pipe, that you might run into damage trouble. Like Queen of Pain is notorious for not scaling insanely into this later portion of the mid game. It's a very strong early mid game hero, and then it's a very strong late game hero. There's a span right now where Quap's damage isn't that dangerous for a while, especially when you have BKB, so it's only the Sonic that you're worried about. If Troll can't step up and get the kills, Phoenix will have the same problem, right? You're hitting this weak point when these BKBs come out. Nobody's going to be able to compensate. But maybe if he weathers the storm, the Satanic could make for a big fight where he tanks stuns, stays alive barely, gets ulti off, and maybe they swing it. Gonna have to win soon.
Well, Era, this is interesting. We might have to hold that thought as Charlie takes an invisibility room. But Nisha and company know this. Still forcing the issue though. Multicast again onto the Beastmaster. Puppy gets a nice fire blast off by Nisha. He's gonna get Exorcism off. Sonic Wave to follow. Yules to keep the DP alive a little bit longer. Will attempt to kill this. The roar just in time as Era stuns the entirety of Team Secret, it feels like. Nisha is going to be the second fall. Both cores are dead. And with this, NiP should be able to help clean up. A nice stomp here from Zai, but it looks to be his death as well. Very beautiful fight from NiP, is able to find the 3 cores.
Oh my, that could not have been any more perfect from the Beastmaster. Era had 1 HP on the egg, and Matsu was about to hit it. He saw Beastmaster coming over, so he actually tried to Boundless Strike to buy himself the time to get the final hit in. But as he lifts the staff, he gets stunned by Beast, they get the egg off. Really, really nice from an NiP. They're playing some really good fights this game.
Yeah, for sure. And the scary thing is, if they win a fight, in terms of Team Secret's perspective, they can take towers ridiculously fast with the combination of Beastmaster Troll.
Really,
so they're going to get that without an issue. Of course, Roshan is not up yet, so they'll just have to farm the jungle a bit. Of course, the timers are a little bit low right now, so you can't really get much more regardless. But the thing I wanted to talk about, Cinderin, well, you can go first. I'll let you go first, please.
I was going to say something I feel like from watching how Secret play teamfights, something I would like to see a bit more from them was I'd like Ogre to frontline a little bit more. I know he's going to die, but Puppy only has 1 death on Ogre right now, and it's... If he can somehow find a way to just run in and after he casts the Fire Blast actually start tanking, it might be...
Roar Sonic Wave combination, but Beastmaster is dead. The Supreme will have to blink out to safety. Silence onto Era. No way to dispel that, but is in the tree line here. Using Fogboard as advantage and will live. But,
what is happening in these fights is that Secret initiate, they got a 2-man stomp and they got a good Fire Blast off. And then NiP kind of just go on the chorus, and I think maybe if Ogre is a little bit, it's hard to say, like maybe they can just ignore him regardless and it doesn't matter, right? But showing a bit more presence and maybe being willing to tank up a bit more damage for his team could perhaps bait better conditions for the DP and the Monkey King in the coming fight. But that said, though, NiP is doing a really good job at focus firing, right?
Knowing that Roar and Sonic Wave are down means that this is a free Roche. So, great recognition from Secret. I'm sure if NiP could take it back, they would use neither of those spells, since it didn't result in anything. So that is going to be an Aegis for your Monkey King. And Cheese,
I assume, something you wanted to talk about like 1 minute ago, when you let me go first.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about...
cosmetics?
Era... Well, I always want to talk about cosmetics, but Era's build... Obviously, Spirit Vessel, very normal, and then the Philosopher's Stone, the dream for any Phoenix player.
Super good on Phoenix.
Like the days of the gold talent that he used to have, which everybody would take, and the Hand of Midas, actually. But is actually going Ag's second item. I'm not sure if I've seen this. Usually it's like a Shiva's or something to that respect if you get enough farm. What do you think of Ags? I love the item, don't get me wrong.
It has been getting more popular lately, especially when the Ags let you use Sunray during the egg, but that got changed into a level 20 talent. So it definitely got nerfed in that respect. But I think what he's identifying here is that the way Secret are going to take fights is that they will engage on 1 target, and they're going to have to commit pretty hard on that target while they keep Oracle away. So if you get a secondary save so that Oracle is not the only way to initiate the fight and guarantee kills, you make the initiation for the Radiant team like 3 times harder. Because now they don't need to only account for the Oracle and get him down and just get a position. There's always going to be this secondary save that, like we talked about pre-game, they don't really have good ways of killing the egg, right? Like, it's actually really difficult. So when he gets level 18 in Supernova with X, it feels like an almost guaranteed save to me in many fights. So it will be really good in this game.
Which begs the question of the Satanic again, back to that top gun, Charlie. He's just about to finish it here with that Claymore. So they're going to have, in essence, 3 saves for Charlie if you want to count the Satanic, or even his ult is another form of save, I suppose.
Yep.
Is it too much, though?
Yeah,
like, where's the damage right now?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I mean, you saw the fight mid. They still had the damage, but it's getting a lot harder. DP now has a plate mill and a Craggy Coach, so she just got 22 armor since the last fight that she didn't have before. And that is, for this dire lineup, when she's BKB, there's only 1 guy dealing damage. It's the Troll. Right. I mean, Beastmaster, negligible. There's a little bit of a Sonic Blade, but nothing that will kill a DP. So I think I'm a bit concerned once again for the damage aspect here. I think
Puppy is literally multicast every Fire Blast I've seen this game, by the way. Except for the
chance
one
is pretty
3
high.
level 6.
75%, man. Like,
Radiant's middle tower.
Wait, what level is he?
he's level 14. But level 1 is already 75%.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's been buffed a lot over
Still,
the
75%.
years.
It's been literally like 10 in a row. Very lucky. Just say it with me. Very lucky.
Very lucky.
Thank you. Matumba Man does have his 10-second BKB now, so to go along with his Paladin sword, actually, he picked up.
Yeah. There's a lot of things
looking
that
good.
just happened for Secret to be in a really good spot in this game. It looked very, very nice for NiP where they got that big fight, but the immediate follow-up smoke from Secret, they got them killed top into Roche, then getting 2 BKBs, 2 tier 3 items that are really good for their lineup. They're so much stronger than they were before. I think for NiP, there's a lot of pressure on, I would say, mainly the Beastmaster and the Phoenix, actually, and their lineup innately doesn't have very much lockdown, so the Roar has to land on a key target at the right time, and you need an egg to come off. I don't think you're favored in fights unless these two things do happen consistently. The egg could technically get broken, and you can win the fight if it's a good one.
Troll Warlord, and
that's a good
start, here comes a Wukong's command onto 2 heroes. Oracle doesn't have that Ghost Scepter, but he's going to die shortly after. Supreme blinks out to safety, and it looks like Secret are going to focus onto Saberlight's Beastmaster. Gets off the Roar, but dies shortly after, so another wasted one in the grand scheme of things. And it was stolen again by Yapsor, who is working towards that Aghanim Scepter. So a nice pick-off here for Secret. They still have Cheese, they still have Aegis. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, actually. Only maybe another minute, maybe? Minute or 2.
Yeah,
Either way, they're looking pretty good. I mean, this opens it up for them to, like, they don't even have to go for these kills necessarily. They're pretty close to some big items. The Shiva is only a recipe away, essentially, for Nisha. That's a huge one. And Zaya Halberd. And about 1,000 gold.
Middle tower has fallen.
They take the tier 2.
So how long does Halberd last on Troll now? So like,
I'm going to say 4 seconds.
it's way less. He has a lot of status resistance.
Oh, with status resistance.
So it's 3 seconds on melee targets minus... It's not very long. I actually don't even know how good Halberd is this game now. The Troll has Noi Satanic. You
Use it on co-op, bro.
Huh?
Use it on co-op.
Yeah. I think he might have been better off getting something else, perhaps. But it can still come in clutch, right? Even 2 seconds or a second and a half in Dota makes all the difference sometimes. But you've got to consider that, you know, he could pass.
Charlie, he's going to run into 3 heroes, gets the whirling axes off. Saberlight jumps in. Looks like they're going to focus on the Matumba Man, who pops his BKBs in a 1v2 battle right now.
Stolen Roar.
Beautiful. Sonic Wave is actually stolen from Supreme, and they're going to focus on the Matumba Man again. And 80 seconds of no Monkey King as he was just left to his own devices. And Secret just bolts.
A couple of nice plays there. The Roar from Yapsor are really good, but the save from Saneko just as good. Beastmaster was super low, gets saved, turns around and roars Matsu himself, and then they take that fight knowing that there's no exorcism. That's why they wanted to play so aggressive there. And this is a big moment. You have 1 minute without the enemy top net worth hero. You can definitely get something
Spirit
done there.
Vessel is applied. Hooks Stomp does miss, though. And trying to purge that off is Saneko. And here comes the Satanic, healing Charlie up to full HP. So they want to continue here. They want to force out the buyback that does not exist. Both actually used by Troll. He's forced into the enemy base now. It's an
Not
interesting.
very good.
Yeah, didn't really do a whole lot. They've only done 500 damage to this tower.
Seeing the limitation of not having stuns there, right? Like, the enemy position 1 is down, but you don't have Roar, so every time Troll tries to do something offensive, they just lift and toss him away, or Yule him, or stun him with Ogre. I thought they would be able to do a little bit more in that tower, but good defense from Secret to not really give Troll a moment to breathe and hit it. Just all the time harassing him with spells, slowing him down, and no one kings up. So they will back out. That's still a nice sequence from NiP, right? They got, I think, did they get all 4 bounties this time? They got 4 runes, a monkey kill, and access to mid. Not bad.
I think they only gained 1k net worth in that time, surprisingly. I believe they were up 1k at that time, but either way, they still technically have the lead, but it's a very close game. I think a lot of this is going to come down to the next Roche fight, which will drop either the the Aghanim Scepter or Refresher Shard. Let's hope it's an Aghanim Scepter, because that's the best one.
Like you pointed out with Centaur, he's now going for the Aghanims that you said could be good this game. I agree with that. And I do feel like now that you see the game play out a bit, I don't know if this Halberd is enough value compared to... He could have gone Eggs, could have got a Vlad's for his team, maybe. Really good this game, but maybe Ogre will get that. He will, so that's fine. But yeah, Aghanims on Cent is good.
It gives him status resist evasion. Like, what about the rest of the stats? The evasion?
Sure.
Does it still not work to some degree?
I mean, it's definitely not a bad item by any means, but I don't think you really buy Halberd unless the active is good or you're a Huskar, right? Those are the two reasons. I don't think it's enough value for what it costs if the Halberd active doesn't feel very good. And like I said before, it can be good, right? If you get the perfect timing on the troll, if you get it right before he pops ult or during a key moment where this 1.5 seconds or whatever disarm it's going to be makes the difference, then it's good. I'm just looking at alternatives, right? Like what else from his team could be good? Because I think every other itemization that I see here, I like all of the other items they've bought. It's like the only one that I'm questioning a little bit if it's the best.
Yep, so finished the Aghanim Scepter just now. He's really itching to use Sonic Wave because it's about to run out. As Charlie's going to be spotted. Looks like Secret will get out to safety. BKB now finished. Actually, he's had it, I guess. Supreme at the 9-second BKB. Almost done with his Shivas. About 70 gold from finishing that. But I do want to talk about these neutral items. We're just going to have to wait for this fight, most likely. Smoke by Secret. Matama leading the way. They know the general vicinity that NiP is in. Puppy's going to break. Gets off the ward. You can see plain and clear. He did not multicast. 75%. He did not multicast, ladies and gentlemen. It happened. Buff Stomp onto Supreme. He's going to get caught off guard again. A Sonic Wave finishes him off. And with that, will NiP try to back? No, they're going to continue on as the buyback is here from the Queen of Pain. False promise on Charlie. Maybe a little bit that Saberlight getting completely focused inside the Monkey King ult. Egg did go all the way through the animation, so stuns the entirety of Team Secret, but Era's just going to fall very shortly after. And I believe that was the Beastmaster ult again being stolen and used on his own team. Charlie looks to be donezo. 4-4-0 as Secret. Sorry, 5-0 with the buyback from Quap.
That was such a huge outplay, the way they set that up. So Puppy drops the ward. They see the troll, but they're obviously not going to commit on him because he's way too protected and hard to kill. They just start poking, and this poke makes NiP start to move into the area, and then they still do a full wraparound with the rest of the team, finding Quap in the river, making quick way for just this little bit of out of position play from Supreme ends up giving them a 5-0 fight. Like if Quap doesn't get caught like this fight doesn't really happen on these terms, but they're so quick to make this decision and get the kill. That was
quick. Should we get this ag? Matama Man or Zai?
Matsu.
Who do you think should get this ag? It goes to Matama Man. I think you can make a case for either because Zai's gonna have a harder time farming this game.
Yeah, but Zai wants to buy it, and Matsu doesn't, right? I think.
Yeah.
So that might be what's guiding them.
All right, pay attention to the Ag's egg, Cinderin, okay? Will the monkeys attack the egg? You're 90 sure? What percentage would you say you are? Well, that's a good idea.
4.
4% sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very confident. For Cinderin, that's very confident. Stampede cooldown talent taken. -20, so I believe it's 50 seconds now. Oh wait, they nerfed that a long time. It's 90 to 70. God damn. What happened to my Centaur? Jesus. Filth. Well, Abyssal finished on Monkey King. So Matumba has a 5k net worth lead over everybody in the game and is looking very strong. Even as a tree, he looks menacing. I mean, that haste rune and Bloodlust effect.
Poking Charlie while they jump the back line.
Yeah, Beastmaster still has the roar. Supreme looks like he's going to help finish off Puppy here, but there's the jump in. Sonic Wave is used by Supreme with the BKB activated. Nisha gets off Exorcism. Troll's going to pop his ult and stay alive, but for how long is the question? Matama Man gets the Wukong's command off. There's the false promise from Charlie. Onto Charlie, I should say, is Matama Man will lose the Aegis. See if Troll won't be able to live any longer here. He gets popped after the false promise ends. Does have buyback, but this Exorcism being up for a decent amount of duration now. Soneko is deleted off the map. Troll Warlord buys back into the game, but there's the patented multicast from Puppy. Charlie getting some heals. Hoof stomp, the fake in from Zai. Looks like they'll be able to get another kill here as Matamaman getting quite low. He's gonna get healed a little bit. Looks like he might go down to that dot. We'll see that the Phoenix egg is basically impossible to kill at this point. Matamaman did live as a result of the heals coming out.
He stole it on Yaps.
He stole egg! He did it!
He actually got it.
Basically impossible, he says.
Maybe with lens and he doesn't have to catch.
Yes. I was gonna
Just
say.
really quick. I don't. Well, that's a
Zai
full
died,
deal.
but the balance strike deletes the buyback on the Oracle. Looks like Era is next, and this could be the beginning and end of game 1. Although DP gets roared, so they will find a very important kill. So Secret might have to back now. The Zapsor TP's out to safety, leaves Matamaman, and he just wants to man fight his way to base. BKB TPs. So I don't know how many fights that was, but I believe NiP had a 1K network lead, Cinderin, about 2 minutes ago. And that's a 16K swing here.
It's been a really, really big last 5 minutes for Secret, for sure. I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly, like, okay, so what's Rubik's cast range on spell steal? When he has Ag's Lens, he might actually be able to steal it. That might be what is needed. If you can outrange the Egg Explosion with those 2 items, that's why he got it. Because I was looking at Era, and I think he instantly pressed... Oh, he's dead.
Oh my.
Basically instantly pressed Fire Spirits when he came out of Egg, and Yapsor still got it. So that means he has to be able to stand at a range and grab it. So it has to be this exact item combination that gets it.
Wait, does
Does
Phoenix Egg stun instantly, or is it like a wave? Like from far
instant.
distance? So all of it is instant?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he just has to have the range then. Easy peasy. Yapsor for the win. And he still has, I mean, he has another egg coming up, so.
So the egg radius is 1300, and what's Rubik's cast range on spell steal with eggs? Unfortunately, you can't see that in the game, but that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you just can't see it.
Sometimes.
I'm trying to figure out how impressive this play is. Like if Yapsor needs to be within like 50 range or 200.
All right, how about this? You don't watch any more of this game. You just pay attention to Yapsor and his stealing of spells, okay? But the problem is he has egg already, so I don't think he's going to try to steal that unless completely necessary. He could get 2 eggs off in one fight, I suppose.
Bottom tower has fallen.
So Matamaman has that extra slot. Looks like Satanic will be the choice, but I assume we'll try to save for buyback just in case. But still looking very, very, very strong right now. Zai is not going for Ags anymore. He's like, I didn't get the one free from Roche. Okay, I'm not buying it then. I only take 3 items.
Oh, fuck
It's
you
like
guys.
Havoc Hammer, of course, kind of a, I want to say a bit of an underwhelming item, but obviously the heroes that it's good on would be strength. Those that gain a lot of strength, and Centaur is certainly one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I wonder if it clears an entire wave.
How much is it?
Maybe not yet.
1 times strength. That's no, it's not enough. But it's a lot of damage though. Still, it's like 400.
Man, the Abyssal Blade off. He's trying to kill the Beastmaster. The egg is trying to save him in the meantime. Sonic
nice.
pushes him back. The double egg now is actually going to go off, but the green egg is coming. It says Yapsor. See what else he steals. Looks like the Beastmaster does end up falling. Supreme has to blink out to safety. The buyback on the Beastmaster, of course, his roar is down, and looks like Secret wants to retreat with that buyback.
That was really nicely done from NiP regardless. They get the egg off as the save, and then the Sonic Wave pushes the enemy team away. They actually were in line to get that egg there. They have enough attack damage in it, or attack speed rather, now with the Monkey King Bloodlust this late into the game and 2 other heroes hitting. But very nice save there coming in from Supreme.
Yeah.
Still not
that
enough
one
though.
was kind of in their face, right? So that feels like if it's off to the side, it's going to be much more difficult.
Oh,
you can
for sure. Then they're
like,
never getting it. But you kind of need to get it in their faces at this point, like we talked about. NiP are struggling with damage issues, so they need everything they can get. Quap has built almost purely defensive items. Troll has built largely defensive items. There's just not enough oomph, I think, in this game.
Did you say oomph?
Oomph.
Oomph.
Dire are
Okay,
scanning.
gotcha.
I said oomph, but you know, whatever you like.
Depends on your region of choice, I suppose, and how they pronounce that. Beautiful, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Charlie is working towards a BKB now. So just, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the wrong choice, but it just feels like overkill on defensive items.
Yeah.
Like the Basher is nice.
It does.
Doesn't finish the Abyssal. But it's not like Basher gives, it's only 25 damage. What would you have gone in this case?
In this
BKB.
slot?
Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, it almost feels like he has to, but it's a problem that if you go SNY Satanic and then you need BKB after, it wasn't the right route or something.
Maybe SNY wasn't the right choice then, right?
I think that was okay.
Well, it's more if you're gonna go Satanic anyway. That's status resists.
Yeah, I think SNY was fine, and then I think the Satanic should have probably been another item, and then he could have got Satanic. That's my opinion here. Like they had a good timing in the game with damage, where they could have maybe taken a good fight with more damage from Troll, and then he could get Satanic later, and then BKB 6th item. Like when the disables become overwhelming, even for your status resistance build.
Right.
But
Nisha picks up arguably the best tier 4 item, Spell Prism. 20% CDR, so his Exorcism is 87 seconds now. Also has the Octarine, which helps in conjunction. It's multiplicative now, so it's not quite as OP as it used to be, but it's still quite good. Tier 2 tower, Charlie's going to claim it for himself, but they're going to have to TP back here shortly, I assume, as NiP will just start walking into their base. Matamba with that Aghanim Scepter, ready to go. They're going to force the fort. And Roshan is up. So this is the Ags Refresher Shard Rosh. I believe that Centaur may be getting his Ags here. If they
Quabilu.
Centaur ult. Yeah, they used it and completely wasted.
They were like, oh, Supreme is there again. He's actually spawned in the river.
They believed it. They believed it.
It's very believable.
Yeah, I don't think they can go for this without picking at least one off. Especially with Phoenix. I think Phoenix with that egg can position himself really easily to just never be able to get killed. Charlie, looks like they're going for it. Will this be the Troll Axe game, Synderen? Well, we've always wanted to see. Probably Supreme will take it if they're able to finish it off.
Yeah, I think so. Give it to Quab.
But the other Ags on the team are actually kind of garbage. Beastmaster's Axes. Oh, Sonic Wave is used as a zoning mechanism. So Refresher Shard and Ags on the Queen of Pain, and Charlie, of course, takes the Aegis.
Really nice from an IP to identify that they can go for this, and Secret will be hesitant to fight there without their Stampede. I'm honestly surprised they didn't try. I think Secret had a good shot in that fight with just their item advantage. I think that was probably good enough if they could get in, but maybe they felt hesitant without smoke.
Not that it was the wrong move, but it should be noted that Supreme used that Sonic Blade before he picked up the Aghanim Scepter, so it's still going to be on cooldown here. The fight breaks out. Matamba Man jumps in onto the Beastmaster. A huge boundless strike with a false promise. Will keep Saberlight alive. Able to TP out, or blink TP. Roar used on the Queen of Pain, and he actually stole Blink, so he's going to have a double Blink on Yapsor, his favorite combination. And Queen of Pain finds her way to the grave, but does have buyback.
Seneca Shadow Blade, so maybe he can get away here. Yeah, didn't find him.
That's interesting. Why Shadow Blade and not well, he had the amulet for a while.
Yeah, I think he's like, my job in this game is to get an ulti off. So whatever gives me the longest freedom in the fight to not get discovered is the best item. Yeah. Right? I like Shadow Blade here. I think it's good. Like usually you would go Glimmer, but
normally you don't see Shadow Blade and Ghost Set on the same inventory slot, but today you do. Charlie opts the ult to stay alive. Of course, still has his Satanic, and Seneko, no false promise for 30 seconds as Matamba Man getting destroyed. Nobody's able to help him. And with that, NiP just continues on. Charlie beat the living crap out of him. And they're going to try to force some buybacks now. But, well, then again, Queen of Pain is dead. Does not want to buy back.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get more out of that than what you just did. But at the very least, you defended your base. You didn't lose either the Aegis or the Refresher. Who had the cheese? I still on Beastmaster. They actually have all 3 items still on the Dire. And I think Radiant have none. They've used all. Yeah. So still NiP, I mean, it's not, they're not in a good position, but it's the item advantage that they have from that Roche still intact. They have a really good shot in the next fight. Imagine they get up 2 eggs, for example.
Yep.
and one of them saves. That's a really good fight. I think Secret needs to be a little bit careful now
That is
to
value.
drop the ball.
All right, I don't want to backseat here too much, Synderen. I think giving the Aghanims to Monkey King was a mistake. I think the Centaur one would have been way better so far in these fights. Potentially.
Well,
I mean,
I thought he was going to buy it himself,
respect.
right? And then he changed his mind. Considering he ended up not buying it, I'm kind of with you. He might have wanted to give it to the Sen.
He does almost have enough to build it, but he's going for AC now. He finished the Lotus Orb, which is super value, of course. Maybe just banking on that Roshan. I feel like if you're banking on the Roshan, it's probably it's a little ambitious at times, depending on how the game's going. I mean, they do have the 16k net worth lead. It doesn't feel like it though. It feels like with those item advantages, like you said, that don't get entered into the net worth at all, could make a huge swing here.
They need to find the fight though. That's the challenge. They have 2 minutes left on their Aegis. They could, but then they lose their Aegis, right? I think Secret will be happy to wait out the Aegis and then try to fight into Cheese Refresher instead of, you know, NiP forcing them to. Because in my opinion, NiP would actually be able to start looking at high ground here. When you have 2 lives on Troll, you have 2 eggs that both save and an Oracle ult, you're not... Like, your conditions are not going to be better than this until the next push. Even if you outfarm Secret by like 2,000 gold, I don't think it's enough.
Oh, wait, Charlie. Gonna get gone on here to start the fight. Boundless Strike misses.
Whoops.
Look at Rubik. So Yapzor not only has the Arcane Supremacy, but a Timeless Relic. I mean, what a dream.
His roar lasted, I think, 7 seconds earlier on the quad.
7?
Something like that.
Good.
Like, no
God.
joke. Like, roar is 4 seconds stun duration, right? Then you have Arcane Supremacy for another 40%. And then you have another 25%, so 65% on top. That's almost 7. So like
I know that
6.5.
telekinesis talent at 25 was the right choice, but imagine the 40% spell amp in conjunction with both of those other things we mentioned. And he steals Sonic away.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Puppy?
Nope. It's going to be found out here. The roar
tanky.
is there.
He stole
Did not
Axes.
steal it this time. Yep, Axe is unfortunate, but it is the Aghanim's Axes, so you could use that to full effect as Troll Warlord. Impact inside the Wukong's command. That's a level 25 talent one. And Zai getting beat down as the egg will break here. Not break, but hatch. I guess that's the right way to talk about it. Centaur buys back into the game as it looks like Magi. Puppy will have to die and buy back. They still want to fight. Nietzsche pops the Shivas. Still has his BKB. It's a 7-second one. And this is on the run. Balance Drag on to 2. Hook Stomp to follow. There's the stolen egg again. Are you serious? And they're going to finally kill the NiP egg. They do have buybacks in full. As Beastmaster will be the 4th to fall. Now, what else can they get here? They need to force out the buybacks, but then they'll have to retreat. And Aegis, or I should say the Rohan is not quite up yet. Looks like Supreme wants to take out the waves here to prevent as much damage as possible.
They do have a wave mid though, so these buybacks have to come out. Secret can end the game too quickly.
Fortification. Quap is sitting on 8k gold, by the way. I don't think he's gonna have time to go shopping either. There's the roar. The Summer Man gonna stay safe for now, but the Sonic Wave completely decimates him. Charlie's gonna use his Abyssal Blade on top of the Death Prophet. Pops the BKB finally. There's the Stampede. And it looks like Supreme is gonna continue on here. Shadow Strike was slow. And Charlie is going to attempt to beat down Nisha. The Lotus Orb is applied, and Matama Man did buy back into the game, by the way. He's going to be showing here. He gets off his ult, but the Death Blast is going to die. We'll buy back into the game. Exorcism is still up. Abyssal Blade onto the Beastmaster. He's going to eat his cheese. He's going to attempt to get out, but he's going to get bashed inside that Wukong's command. So Matama Man will claim him. That is a dieback Beastmaster. False Promise applied to Charlie, but there's not a whole lot these supports can do at this point. Linking in is Supreme with a 9,000 gold. Unfortunately, that gold does not apply to your damage in any way, shape, or form. Charlie, finally the False Promise ends, and he dies shortly after. 120 seconds on the deck. Looks like NiP will be falling here and taking the first loss in this best-of-3 series. But well fought. I still can't get over how much gold Supreme is sitting on.
Yeah.
GGs are called. Ay, ay, ay. Whew.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have made a difference if he could have had another S-tier item in that slot. It looks like he wanted to get Octarine. I don't think that's the difference. Make it a little bit shorter. Man, that was a really good game. I think both teams playing awesome team fights, making really good decisions.